So here's my list of the top 5 things wrong with Fallout Shelter. Let me first start off by saying that I'm a major fan of the Fallout franchise. I played Fallout 3 for about a year. I played that and Oblivion exclusively. With the DLC, it was about a year and I didn't play anything else. I eventually started playing Dragon Age Origins at some point, but Fallout 3 really spoke to me. It was a great game. Liam Neeson's your dad. It's a wonderful world, and I cannot wait for Fallout 4. So when I found out that Fallout was going to have a quality mobile game, I was really excited and I went to download it. But I have an Android.
When the bombs fall, most shelters will provide minimum.
Has it been 2 months already? So I downloaded it this weekend, checked it out, and I played it for about 6 hours off and on. And I say off and on because it's one of those games. So the 5 things that I found wrong with Fallout Shelter. The waiting. The game can be boring as shit. And what I mean by that is there are moments of excitement. At the beginning, maybe raiders attack you, you don't have a gun, and you've got to fight them hand to hand. There's a rad roach infestation you have to deal with. And there can be little moments of excitement, but once you get your base up and running, it's just very simply just waiting until you can collect your resources, and it's just waiting until somebody levels up, or waiting until one of the new babies is born. And it's just there's times where you're not playing, you're just waiting, and there's nothing you can do to interact with the game. It's just simply you're in a holding pattern, and that's one of the main problems with mobile gaming today, unfortunately. Which brings me to the second point, that's actually collecting your resources. You've got electricity, water, and food, and you've got to tap them to collect them. Now, I know that's one of the main gameplay mechanics, but unfortunately that's not entertaining to me. I think once you get a power plant up and running and you staff it with the proper people, you just have power running. It's a constant resource. It's running. XCOM Enemy Unknown actually got base building really right, where you're not constantly managing things. I know it's apples and oranges. You're talking about a mobile game. You're talking about a AAA sort of Xbox 360 release. So it's apples and oranges. But the fact of the matter is, if you're constantly clicking to have to collect things, it's just, for me, that's not what I look for in a game, unfortunately. Number 3, exploring the wasteland. This is awesome. You send your residents out and they actually explore the wasteland, and you're reading the text of their adventure, and they come across a rad roach and they've got to fight it. They come across a giant fire ant, they've got to fight it, and their clothes catch on fire. And it seems great, it seems fun, and they're finding weapons, they're finding outfits and different supplies, and it seems like really exciting until you realize that's the game I should be playing. And I understand the entire point of Fallout Shelter was to raise brand awareness for the Fallout franchise by Bethesda. They want to promote the release of Fallout 4, and for that, it absolutely does that. It makes me want to play Fallout 4. But it doesn't make me want to play Fallout Shelter. I'm reading the adventures of someone who's having way more fun than I am. Number 4, the day-night cycle. There isn't one. So you put someone in the power plant, and they're just generating power that you have to tap to collect, and they stay there all day. You've got these rooms, and you've got these diners, and no one goes up to eat, no one goes to bed. What's the point of having multiple sort of residences if the people don't actually live there? Maybe there's a gameplay mechanic I'm missing, but it didn't seem to be integral to what I needed to be doing. I wasn't losing points or losing any resources by not sending these people to bed or sending them to eat. It would have been better if they had followed more of like a sort of methodology like The Sims uses, and had your residents actually go to bed, and then they go eat something, and then they go to work. And you don't need to actually tap to collect the electricity and the water and the food. It just didn't make sense. When they go to eat, is there food in the pantry or not? That would have made more sense to me. And finally, number 5. I'm reading a lot of reviews that say there is no end game. Well, I will never find out, because I was busy doing something with my family, and I just pulled out my phone, and I went to just collect all the resources, and I checked on what my guy was doing, exploring, and he's fighting a fire ant, and I'm like, oh, that must be fun. And I said, I'm completely wasting my time. This game isn't for me. I'm going to just save up and get Fallout 4 when it comes out. So that's what I recommend you do. I think personally, mobile gaming of this type is just a bust. It's not something I enjoy, and it's not for me. So those are my thoughts. Thank you very much for watching.
No one cares.
Sorry.
Who wants?
You're gonna have to shoot that again. Yeah. Is this? I mean, is my face this fat normally, or is that just like weird, like bleeding?
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm just like.